So, let's see. Yesterday recorded trails outside the window. Today it's only in the west. For some reason, the west and the south and the north, but the east doesn't seem to have much activity from what we can see. Of course, I'm indoors trying to avoid being exposed to this stuff. Mycoplasma apparently is one of the big things that supposed to be aware of that's in these trails that causes pneumonia, bronchitis, all that stuff that has potential to kill you. So, fighting as best as I can, learning that turmeric is supposed to be the king of herbs. It's not just a spice. It's supposed to be very good for congestion and inflammation of the lungs, and is practically a lifesaver. Well, as you can see, there's pretty good coverage. There's a little bit of patches of blue here. What I'd like to see is more blue and less coverage. I'm sure a lot of us would like to see that. Just recently learned that there's an outfit, airline or something, out of McMinnville, Oregon, that supposedly, allegedly, is a spraying operation, which that's only about, I'd say 50 miles from here, from the coast. And so that could explain why we have so much activity lately. I don't know. I'll put a link to it, and, if you want to find out more about that. It's supposed to also be another operation out of Arizona. These are private operations that I don't know if they have government funding, but in addition to what's supposed to be military spraying, and yeah, I'm sure there's chaff. I wouldn't be surprised if there's chaff being used for various purposes like radar, etc., this and that. But I really don't think what I'm looking outside the window here is all chaff. And if somebody wants to debate that, let them go ahead and debate it. And I really, really don't think that these are ice crystals. You can't even see planes anymore. It's just, it's so wacky. From what I understand, there's supposed to be some kind of a stealth technology being used with the planes that when these trails are being made, you don't even see the planes anymore. I rarely see the planes making the trails. And they have some pretty good powered binoculars, astronomical telescope, and you just don't see the plane. So I'll leave that to whoever wants to look into that and investigate. But there's a lot of outrage from what I see online. There's people who are sick and tired of all this shit. Excuse the expression. They don't want their skies man-made. They want them natural. They want them the way they used to be. At the end of the day, this is going to be more than likely sold to the Western public, not just the American public, because what I didn't mention is that it's us and our allies, which is us, UK, Australia, Canada, Germany. That's where a lot of this spraying is going on. So it's probably being done under the guise of creating a protection umbrella so that the enemy cannot attack us. Enemy being China, North Korea, Russia, Iran. I should mention that also I'm uncovering that there is a big connection between the aerial operations and autism, growing numbers of autism, finding out that about 10 years ago there were 1 in 1,000 cases, now there's 1 in 65. Now part of it is attributed to the fact that they're able to do more testing and detecting. But I think that if that number continues to shrink, I think what we're basically seeing is the dumbing down of our children from above and from pretty much everything, fluoride, everything that's being ingested. So anyways, still kind of foggy, don't really have much more to share on this. Just a lot of outrage, a lot of disgust. And, so what I was saying is that this is going to be sold in the American public as a more than likely, not a defense issue, but more, or national security, but more of a, we got to do this to combat global warming. And I'm not so convinced that there's a warming, but anybody who's ever studied the issue about global warming, global cooling, knows that there's usually a warming that precedes an ice age. And so if you ask me, we're probably heading towards a mini ice age, and what we're having is some kind of a warming going on. This is not the solution. Creating these trapped greenhouses that are just, pretty much going to raise the temperature of the planet anyways, because we're blocking out the sunlight. I'm not an expert on this, but there's got to be a better way to do this. But there's also some hidden agendas behind this, and anybody wants to believe that this is just because of global warming, got a bridge to sell you. That's all I can say. Do your own research, do your own homework. The links are going to be in the more section. Visit them, share them, spread them. Use social media to get the truth out there, because it's out there. Thanks.